Hello and welcome to the first game that we played against Iras42. This turned out to be a very instructive game for me. I learned the most from this game, I felt. So let's look at the Kingdom No Plunder cards here. We have a lot of draw, a lot of options for draw. Patrol, Puka, Advisor can draw. Gain and Smugglers. We have Buy in Souk. Broker is there to do broker things, either take actions or cards, probably. The the ally that we have, or the allies that we have, are the Plateau Shepherds. Some extra points there potentially. It wasn't entirely clear to me how to open here. Now, I did recognize early that I can enhance my Cursed Gold, which is in the next hand. The question is, what do I enhance it into, and what do I do here? Iris opens, and they open with a Broker, which makes sense. That's a good card. It'll trash the estates, for example, get you 2 coins. At minimum, similar to what a salvager does. Great opening. You could even use broker to trash the curse gold for a heap of money as well, if you like. I will not be afforded the option of opening with the broker here. I'll have to take the curse, but I would rather just enhance the cursed gold into the broker if I really want the broker so badly. So the idea that I came up with here was to open with a silver and then to open with a draw card on turn to enhance the cursed gold into Puka or Patrol. Still wasn't clear to me which of the two I should do. Iris, because of the different hand, they choose to do something else. They choose to get a Souk here. So they take the curse and trash 2 estates. So they net clean up 1 card. But they have the Souk, which is a good card to open with. It is like a gold off a 5 card hand, and there's a plus buy in it as well, which may come into play. Now, I saw them open with the Souk, and that kind of spooked me out a little bit. I changed my mind on opening with a draw card here, and this is bad because you should commit to something in the opening. You can't do half of one thing and half of the other and then expect something coherent to come out, unless you're lucky. So the curse gold gets enhanced, and I take a Souk instead. I trashed the estate, obviously. I wasn't happy about trashing only 1 estate to the Souk, but I said, okay, I get a shuffle with just 10 cards and 1 less estate in it. That doesn't seem terrible. In retrospect, I think that should have been a Puka. You will see why as the game progresses. Okay, now let's see what turn 3 has. We have very different, not very different, we have different openings. Souk comes out early for Iris, so they have many buys. They have 5 coin. Look at that hand. That is a very good hand for turn 3. They trash 2 estates of the first Souk. Second Souk lets them trash estate and curse. They have no more green and purple cards in their deck. It's all treasure and actions now. Very good for them. Very, very good for them. I anticipate them to be gaining many good cards. I'd like to smuggle some of those. We get our smugglers on turn 3. 4 for Iris. Here could be farming village, or it could be silos, and the silos is better than the farming village. Here I think they do pick up the silos at this point. I'm not sure what the last card in the hand is. Maybe it was the broker actually, that they didn't want to play to just trash our copper. Yep. Probably it has to be the broker then. In which case, not using the broker to trash our copper here is right. Picking up our farming village or our silos is better than that, I feel. They do get the silos. I am gonna get a silos here as well as a farming village. And we pass it back to Iris. This is a crucial turn. Look at what happens here. Broker trashes. They cursed gold. and two souks come down, they end up with a heap of money and buys. This is significant. This is significant. They are able to build up their deck much more quickly than I can. They get two farming villages and a smugglers, and they said, over to you. Said, okay, I can't play the smugglers here. Well, I can, but then I don't get the opportunity to trash my final two estates. I opt to trash the final two estates. I would have liked to play the smugglers there, but I chose something else. Now, in combination with the silos, they will come back around to these souks very quickly. Now, if we go back to the opening buy, Broker and Souk for Iris makes sense. In what I mean is, the cards work well together. Broker will trash a card from the hand, it'll drop the hand size. Then the Souk can come after the Broker, gain you a lot of money, and it gives you the plus buy to take advantage of the money. My opening with Silver and Souk is not that compatible, and I'm paying for it. I am paying for it. It mightn't look like much right now, but Iris is way ahead here. Part of that is shuffles, but part of that is opening a certain way as well. You see it here. Broker comes down, gets a card out of the hand, they get up to another turn. 3 buys and 12 coins on this board is tremendous. Triple Advisor, Farming Village Double Advisor. Very easy candidates for what to buy here. It could be a Puka now to trash the coppers. Farming Village Guide, Farming Village Smugglers. Second Smugglers is not bad right now. They have all the options. All the options. They go for Farming Village Patrol. Could even be a guide if they want. They get a tracker instead. I didn't really like the tracker that much, but oh well. We get to smuggle off our Farming Village here. Happy about that. Think about whether to enhance this silver or not. I decide not to. I think it's more valuable as a silver to me right now. The silver is doing good work for me. It's allowing me to buy things that I may not necessarily be able to buy otherwise. I go ahead and enhance the pouch here. I don't need the plus buy, and makes the silos a little bit better. And I would have been buying 2 forecasts anyway if I do it like this. It's just a little bit better for me. I get to thin some more. We get another farming village, and we pick up our first advisor at this point, I believe. I think about broker, and honestly, it should be a broker. But I didn't. I thought you don't have any targets in your deck for broker, right? But broker has use in the early game. Not so much in the middle, but in the end, broker is a champ. You'll see. I get the advisor instead. So, okay, let's go. Now their silos are doing work. I expect them to be fairly consistent from this point on. They find, I think, just one of their souks here. But that's completely fine. That is completely fine. Out comes the tracker first. This is a good boon. The Sun's Gift. They'll get to clean up all the garbage from on top of the deck. And get to a new shuffle more quickly. Probably just leaving the souk on top, which they pick up anyway with the farming village. So far, very good for Iris. I'm doing well, but not, 12 and 3 buys well. They smuggle a farming village, which goes on top of the deck, thanks to the tracker. Yeah, they are consistent. They are firmly in control here, and they make what I think is a very good play on this turn. Is it this turn or is it the next turn? Let's see how much they come up with here. I don't want to spoil the play. Let me skip ahead a bit. Oh, they undid. So they smuggled the farming village, which they wanted to do anyway. Top decked it. Then what? I think they want to play the broker that is in their hand. And they would have to trash one of their souks in order to be able to play another. Yeah, okay. So they do that. They trash one of their souks, play the second souk to pick up 2 farming village. This is very good. Very good. They will guarantee winning the farming village split, and that is crucial because while broker can give you actions, you need to have another gainer alongside it to gain the actions from the broker. On the farming village is the superior choice for actions on the kingdom, and they are denying me of that resource. Very good. Okay, I smuggled the last farming village. I only have 4 of them now. I only have 4 of them. At this point, I now finally get up to 12 and 3 buys, about 3 turns too late, but we'll take it still. Considering whether to enhance the silver again here, I decide to keep it as is. I think it's more important as a silver in the deck. I rather have the ability to buy things right now. And on 12, we go for triple advisor. I need draw. Advisor fills that gap, and I need non-terminal draw because I only have the 4 farming villages. I am already using my actions to play our smugglers and a couple souks. I don't have much more space left. I'd like to get the draw from the advisor here. So after quite a bit of deliberation, I need to think because I'm in the back a lot. I do go for the triple advisor. That will allow Iris to smuggle an advisor. I'm okay with that because then I will be able to smuggle back an advisor and we'll go through the pile in that way. I have to let them smuggle something here, right? I figure it might as well be the advisor. And I only give them the choice of the advisor because the farming villages are empty now. Alright. We put quite a bit of draw into the deck there. I'm happy about that, but not happy about my position. Iris starts their turn with a farming village. I think we knew that a farming village was on top of the deck. And something miraculous happens here. I spoke about the consistency being fairly reliable at this point, but it turns out they had a hand with 5 farming villages and only a smugglers for terminal. Maybe the tracker was there too, I'm not sure. No, not even a tracker. Quiet turn from them. I was very happy to see that. At this point, I felt like, okay, I have a chance. I have a chance. Now, I play the farming villages before the advisor here. That is generally not what you're supposed to do with the advisor. You're supposed to play the advisor as early as possible into your turn to give your opponent as little information as possible about your resources, how many actions or whatever you have. I played the farming villagers first because I wanted to find souks so that I'd be able to get a little bit more money out of the souks while my hand size is smaller. The advisors will fatten my hand. It means my souks will get less coin, will generate less coin. We are comfortable to trigger a shuffle here because most of the cards in there are good. Smuggle and advisor. We get up to 10, and here is where I have a regret already. I start with the province. I'll explain why. I wanted to make the game as short as possible because I have less farming villages, I have less resources than my opponent. Maybe that's wrong to think about it. Like I said, there are actions in the broker. The smugglers can gain to fuel the broker for action. So it may not be as bleak as I made it out to be in my head. However, I thought I would like to make the game short. I would like to try to rush down these provinces as best as I can. Iras doesn't have to engage me in this end game. I'm hoping they do. I have an advantage in the deck right now. I have two Sooks, which gives me an extra buy over them. And I think I have more draw than them, honestly. That turn with the triple advisor was big, and I am going to keep smuggling advisors off of them. I have a couple advantages, and I hope that I can use those advantages to help me empty the provinces. However, I am missing key pieces for the end game. I have 10 here and 2 buys. This buy should not have been province and tracker. This buy should have been gold and broker. If I wanted to pursue the idea of going after the provinces quickly, not giving my opponent an opportunity to flex their farming village muscle. The broker is going to act like a salvager near the end. You could trash a province, get 8 coin, and I have the buys from the souk. I could potentially get 2 provinces on our turn. That's a crucial endgame tool. The gold is another crucial endgame tool. Not only does it let me buy provinces more easily, it can be enhanced into a province very easily. So now I know. Look at the kingdom. If you want to push for an ending quickly, make sure you have sufficient tools to be able to go through that province pile. You need to actually have a threat of emptying the provinces in order to coerce your opponent into entering this endgame with you. The tracker for 2, I really debated about whether to get that tracker. I didn't think it was that good of a card to pick up. I went for it in the end, mostly because of the plateau shepherds. I don't have that much terminal space. If I want to use it up, I would rather put up a troll or another souk in, not the tracker. I put it just because of the plateau shepherds. I know I have no broker, but maybe I'll get one soon. Okay, so I've announced my intention to enter the endgame. Does Iras follow me? This time they find the patrol, they draw, I guess, whatever they would like to have drawn in this in their deck. They smuggle on advisors, that's fine. I'll get one back from them. That pile will empty soon. I think here they might go all the way through their deck at this point. I'm not entirely sure. What I really want to see is if they will buy province or not, because they don't have to. I think they're fine to build one more turn here. They go for a broker. They trash the advisor, which I was a little surprised by. I was wondering what they were going to do with that. Do they want coins? Is this just to make the souk generate more coin? Not entirely sure. We'll have to wait and see what they do here by trashing the advisor. I suppose there aren't better targets in the deck for them to trash other than the advisor. So they do trash the advisor. They don't take the money. They do take the favors. This is another important thing that I overlooked with the broker. Favors will allow them to get points off the plateau shepherds. I only have the one favor that we started with. They have 5 now, which potentially is what, 4 twos are 8, at minimum 8 extra points. So I said okay, and they buy the province. They buy the province, so they are playing my game. I'm happy about that at least. However, they do have a broker and I do not, and you will see how important this broker is in this endgame. We draw through. Tracker comes up with a great boon that lets us find our souk, and we get just up to 8 here. I continue with the provinces, not going to top deck it, of course. Pass it back to Iras. Really, it's not looking good for me. I need them to stall on our turn and me to not stall on our turn to gain a significant lead on the provinces. We'll see if it happens. That I wanted that boon. I wanted the silver. Silver is a good card for my deck and for my plan. Oh well. Iris gets the silver. So now they have our silver. They didn't have any silver before. They just had the 6 copper. They trashed their pouch, remember? They were relying very heavily on the souk to get them up the province. Not happy that they got the silver there. That'll ease them up quite a bit, I would say. With respect to buying province. Alright. Broker trashes our copper. They opt to smuggle the advisors initially, but then they decide to not do that. I'm not entirely sure why they wouldn't want the advisor. Maybe they want to use the actions for something else. No, I don't know why they didn't. I don't know why they didn't do that. Maybe they were concerned about pilots. That's the only thing I could think about. But they decided not to smuggle the advisor, leave one in the pile, to pick up an estate here. And with the Plateau Shepherd, that is worth 2 extra points. So now they have the lead. They are playing my endgame plan, or my endgame game, so to speak. They've entered the endgame with me, but they're just doing it better than I have now, which is not what you want to have happen. Okay, we get up to 10, and okay, this is going to look bad, and it probably is bad. I buy a beggar. Why did I buy a beggar? I was concerned about hitting province again. And with the silos, I thought it wasn't that bad. Additionally, it is a 2 cost. I may get favors from a broker. I may buy a broker at some point to get favors, and it would give me a boost in the points there. I'm not even sure if I should have bought a second tracker there. Maybe. I doubt. But the second tracker is probably better than the beggar. Because I end up doing nonsense with this beggar, you'll see. Things that just make absolutely no sense whatsoever. Very easy to make a bad decision in a bad position. Here comes the broker again for Iras. They trashed the estate that they gained last turn. To draw, actually. I was happy to see this. It means they have to eat their deck a little bit, give up some of that points lead, just to continue through the deck and be able to hit province. Here's the souk. Gets them 3 coin. They will get up to another province here, though. Yeah, they get up to another province and they tie me on points. They tie me on points. They buy a copper and top deck it for the silos. I don't think that makes sense. I do something similar to with the beggar, but I don't think that makes sense at all. So we both did something I thought doesn't make sense. Now, the points are level. And if somehow I could empty the 2 provinces, that would be nice. But, you know, don't buy the broker and then try to empty the provinces now. We have a great hand here too, you know. It could have worked out for me here, but, you know, ignore the broker. Broker is not a good card. Don't buy broker. Don't ever buy broker. Okay. Tracker gives me back the action, so I could smuggle the copper if I want. Hooray for that. No, I don't want copper. I won't play the smugglers here, honestly. I am left with a choice here, though. I can get to 5. Not to 5, to 8 with the beggar. So here the beggar does actually give me an option that the tracker would not have given me. The ability to hit province. So I could take the province and say, please break, please break, please break to Iras. I think that is my best chance of winning, especially without a broker. But for some reason, I didn't pursue that line. I pursued some nonsense. Not some nonsense, actually. I do something reasonable. I buy a broker here finally, but what I do with the beggar is not reasonable at all. So if I was buying, yeah, you see that rubbish? Top deck the coppers for what? And I do actually smuggle the copper on top deck it for what? For what? For what? I would have seen those 4 cards anyway. I don't need to cycle around to it. I don't need extra money in the deck. Rubbish. So if all I was doing was buying a broker, then the tracker was better. If I was buying the province, which arguably I should have, then the beggar was better. Anyways, we get the broker now, because now I need it to potentially plow through 2 provinces. An alternative there was the gold. Could have top decked that gold, so that I could have enhanced the gold into a province and maybe bought another one, but I felt, nah, I don't have money for that. The broker is the best way that I get through the 2 provinces here. I'll take the tie. Honestly, I'll take the tie. I lost the farming village split, and then I chose to enter an endgame with crucial tools missing. If we come out of that with a tie, that's a huge psychological boost for me. This is good to see as well. Iras misses 8. I assume they would have at least liked to have the option. However, they have the favors from the broker, so they are not overly concerned. They get an estate just to take the lead, and they get a second broker as well. Second broker. Very good. Very good play from them there to get the second broker here. This is tragic. This really is tragic. A little bit better of a draw here, and we could have emptied 2 provinces. Right now, this is only 15, and 2 buys not quite 16. And 2 buys could use the broker, trash the province, go down to 3 cards in hand, get the coins off the province, play the souk. Souk would be worth 5. Then I'm missing just 1 copper from somewhere. So what can we do in the position here? Well, I have to take back the points lead, or at least equalize somehow. That will involve a duchy. I don't even get favors. I can't get favors. I could have trashed the souk, but I want to have these souks in the deck. I think it's important to have more than 1 souk, especially if advisor is trying to draw them. Iris top decks the patrol again. I wasn't happy to see that. This is also a good boon for them if they want. The gold is important for enhanced plays, and I know they have a patrol in hand, so they could top deck the gold and then draw it with the patrol if they want. I would have liked to have received this boon as well, but didn't pan out that way. Instead, they choose to trash their patrol and make a play for province and estate. So they're saying, boss, you cannot get 9 points. Which maybe I could, actually. With the right draw, I could get 9 points. With the right draw, I could probably win. I would need to see both souks for that. But with the right draw, I could win. I think it's a low percentage chance that I win. Slightly higher that I tie. But ultimately, highest that I am unable to get the 9 points required here. Okay. So we start with the advisor. I start with the advisor, and I have been starting with the advisors later into the game because I realized what Iris was doing. They were discarding my farming villages a lot when presented with the option to discard advisor or farming village. I think most of the time you discard the draw from the advisor, because if you give them the advisor, then they draw more into their deck and they'll get back around to the card that you discarded anyway. But I noticed that pattern from them, so I decided to start leading with the advisors instead. Crucially, the first advisor turns up my broker. That gets discarded. Very easy discard there. And I think with that discard, I have no chance of even leveling the score here on Province Duchy. I can't get the favors, That was another way I could have won actually if I was able to trash something to gain favors and then play a souk after it. I have a tracker and a beggar. Actually, I would need more than that, right? I would need province estate. Actually, yeah. So trash for favors, province estate would probably win there if I count properly. I would have one extra card that costs two. Anyways, we do find both souks here, which is impressive. I could smuggle the estate. I do smuggle the estate, but my hand size is so big now because of the advisors that these souks are garbage. These souks are garbage. I can't even get to duchy here. I get to a couple estates in the hope that I find my broker later and I get points from the plateau shepherds, but Iras finds their broker, and if they find their broker, well, that's probably enough for the game. They take the first game here. They played well. We learned a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.